Hey guys, Frank here, your virtual general aviation aviator, and I am back in the MU-2, the MU-2 by Toga, and I keep returning to this aircraft because it's such a challenge to fly, and by being so tough to fly, that gives me every time I fly, that gives me an opportunity to learn something. All right, so let's learn something. Right. So let's go break it set. All right. And gear is down. Let's see. This is kind of hard to see. Um, all right. Brake is set, battery switch is on. I'm getting 24 volts on the voltmeter, and battery isolation switches. I want to make sure that nothing changes, and except for the amps, I don't want my volts to change. Okay, the amps dropped, and yeah, so I'm good. All right, and that does my battery isolation. Inverter switch can go to main. Instruments can come alive, and I know how hard this is to see, so let me go ahead and turn on some lights. All right, so instrument panel lights, let's get those turned up. And ooh, maybe that'll help you guys see what I'm seeing. Okay, all right, and battery key switch can go to off, but since I'm not gonna walk around, then I know I can go straight to before engine start, and it basically repeat turning on the battery and the inverter switch. They're already on. My inverter fail should be extinguished, and it is. Okay, radio master switches are off. Panel indicator lights check. Panel indicator lights test. Okay, they look pretty good. Master caution system, and panel, let's see. Yes, okay, there we go. Got that checked. And fire warning. Right, left engines, okay, check. Stall warning. Check. All right. Fuel quantity. This is a fairly long test because, and I do that every time. No, I didn't. I hit the right one. Test. All right. And my quantity gauge, my fuel quantity gauges are going down. If you look at the gauges, you should see them going down. And then over in the left hand, just saw my low fuel button announce it to come on, and my caution. All right, so I can reset the caution, and I'm good. So both of those are working. So I can go straight to 10 outer pump tests, and they checked out. Okay. All right, so that's all that was. Condition levels. All right, so let's find them. All right, that's power and condition, and they are free. about they're moving freely. Let's see. Set it taxi. Okay, so I got those at taxi. And power levers, free movement set between ground and flight idle. Okay. So between ground and flight idle. So that means I'm gonna have to bring them here, get them over the gate, and then I can bring them back. Okay, actually worked that time. All right, so I'm starting to learn. Okay, flight controls, and let's turn our yoke on. Flight controls are free and correct, and I got them boxed, and they are good. I can't really see outside, so I would have to have I would have to use the marshaller to help me out in real life. Okay, rotate beacon can come on, and lights at the top. So I'm gonna go with my fasten seat belts, no smoking, and rotating beacon. All right. Whoa, that fuel truck just knocked me out. All right, but I'm not paying him any attention. All right, and next page. Okay, so we're gonna do left first. Can't remember what key on my keyboard is map. I need to get a look and see it. There we go. The letter J is left. All right. Okay, there's my beta light now. And then back to taxi, and the light should go out. Okay, and do the same for the right. All right. Okay, I'm ready for the NTS check, and main fuel valve switches should go open. SRL switches are both on, and props are on the locks. Okay, power lever goes to slightly forward of flight idle. Okay, and both run crank switches on run. Okay, 1, 2, and starter selector on right, left, or right. We'll start with right, which is this switch here. Okay, and next page, and we go down, catch 11. On ignition and EGT rise, release engine start switch. All right, so do the right, and our this annunciator should go out after 14%, and we'll monitor this gauge here. Okay, and the beta range illuminator ought to come on somewhere down here. Okay, so let's make this happen. All right, so I just need to check. Are we supposed to hold our feather? On the engine to be started, unfeather button, press and hold, beta range, engine start switch. Oh yeah, so we are supposed to hold. I thought we were supposed to hold that unfeather button. Yeah, so it's actually split up on 2 pages. All right, so we hold K. No, yes, J. All right, hold J for right. Beta range shall illuminate. It did in an engine start switch. Okay, she's coming alive. And at 14%, that light went off. EGT is coming up. And power levels slightly above ground, or pressure increasing to 50%. Engine RPM should stabilize between 76 and 78%. And showing 20%. Okay, I'm not sure why. That did extinguish, and let's see, might be on the wrong page. Okay, no, but I still got that button held down. Engine RPM, I said engine instruments check, generator switch. Okay, somewhere I was supposed to release the feather, but I just did. All right, generator switch, come on for that engine. And then we'll repeat that for the left engine, which is H on my keyboard. To hold that switch, there's that beta light. Hold that at 14%. You know what? I didn't do my ground start button. All right, so I got to move that guy. Wrong button. H, hit G. All right. Hold this guy. There we go. All right, 14%. That went off. Oil pressure is coming up. RPM should stabilize at 76, 78%. And I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, but looks like that thing went all the way around. So, yeah, I don't know. I was just judging from this, I would have expected it to go up to about right here and stop, but it went around and stopped. So, you know, there could be a bug, or it could be pilot, it could be me, you know, something that I'm not reading, looking at correctly. I have to check in the forums and figure out why that's inconsistent with the with this instruction here. Anyway, engine instruments check, and pull the torque back a little bit. Okay, I got him against the gate. You can see the ghost idle down here. And let's get that generator on. All right. And I got what, about 90 amps on both sides now. Okay, and the air start and safe switch. Start. Let's see. Select the L start and safe. Now, this is just telling me to put this back in the middle. Okay. All right. And Overspeed governor check. I forgot this is not the right checklist, so I still got to scroll down. I didn't like blink further down. After starting the engines, overspeed governor check, condition level, can go to takeoff and land. Okay, so they're all the way up to takeoff and land. And left power level to flight idle. Okay, that's flight idle. Left power lever slowly advance to takeoff. All right. Engine speed governor should be between 103 and 106% engine speed, right? So again, I would imagine that's going to be RPMs. And yes, so that's not working. Let's do the other. Let's do the other. I get slight rise on the RPM. Okay, not working. All right. I'll repeat for both. Okay, power levers are ground idle. SRL check. Let's see. Nothing on that announcement. Left SRL could go off. The annunciator should eliminate, and I should get a slight rise in the EGT. So I need to see the annunciator and the EGTs right here. And when I turn it off, I should get a slight rise here. All right, so. Actually, I get a drop. I get a drop, but I do get the annunciator. I'm getting a drop when I engage them. So that's another one that's that I think I had that happen before. All right, so both switches are on. Both okay, left and right EGT slight reduction. Let's see, slight rise and slight reduction. That's kind of confusing. So the voltmeter is at 20, roughly about 28, so I'm good there. Pressurization, let's see, now we're gonna go up to about 17, easiest odd 17. So I am gonna need to pressurize the cabin, and I have to do that here. All right, airplane at altitude at max diff. Cabin pressure control. I think I got this at the way it should be. All right, I had a blackout in one of my other videos, and fortunately I realized that I was blacking out, so I started a autopilot descent, and when I got down to a level where I could breathe good oxygen, I woke up. So yeah, check out that video in the MU-2. I think it's called altitude blackout or something. You can just search for it, or I'll put it in the notes below. Okay, so all All right, so where am I? Okay. Um, Fear transfer switches, what do they say, should go on, and those would be these. Okay. And temperature, let's see. Temperature check. Outside air temperature is, let's see. Well, or temperature is still a little low. Hadn't come quite up, but I'm on the locks. And what is my outside air temperature? Outside air temperature is about 25 degrees Celsius. All right. Now say the panel is clear. All right. So next page. And for taxi. All right. Radio masters come on. And that starts my transponder and my G and my and yeah. So GPS 1 and 2 are on, transponders on. And let me reset this to VFR. Okay. And it's on standby. Okay. Flaps 20 degrees for the MU-2. And I got to remember that I'm at 20 degrees because all my other aircraft I fly, I start out with one notch of flaps or 10 degrees, and I can hit it one time and fully retract my flaps. I find myself hitting it one time, not looking at my indicator, and flying with 5 degrees of flaps on, because this aircraft has 20 and 5 and then up. So I got to remember to raise my flaps all the way. All right, propellers. So I can take those off the locks now. And what I want to do is let's get these just forward, and then let's see, what was that, J and K? J. I want to get them so I can get them over the gate. No. Okay, that's U and I. So U and I think they're off the locks now. I believe they're off the locks now. The way I can tell is look at my torque when I go to flight idle. Yep, that was off the locks. That one is off the locks. All right. And my brake is still set. She is ready to go. She wants to go. All right. Power levers. Okay, so I can bring them down to reverse. So get them slightly forward so I can get them over the gate. And that's reverse. All right. Sorry about the noise, guys. Okay, power levers, ground idle. And condition levers to taxi. All right. And taxi lights go on. And don't need nav lights. It's early in the day. And toe brakes, press and hold. Let's see. Bring this in. All right, toe brakes, press and hold. Okay. I'm gonna release my parking brake. And not moving. Okay, so I guess that's a good thing. All right, because I am in reverse. I'm at, yeah, I got those props fixed where I shouldn't go anywhere. All right, so let me get my flight plan in. And I did something to this thing accidentally, and I need to get it back where I can change it here. But anyway, let's see. So let's zoom in here, and we want Charlotte ATOS on COM2. So go here, sky vector, airport diagram, ATOS is 121.15. Pop that in, COM2.
Charlotte Douglas INTL information Romeo.
Romeo.
1500 Zulu weather. Wind light and variable, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 3200 scattered, 5200 scattered, 12,000 broken, temperature 2.19. Altimeter 3008. Arriving runway 05, departing runway 05. Advise on initial contact you have Romeo.
And this don't sound like Charlotte. Is that Charlotte? Runway 05? I guess it is. Okay. So I'm going to engage my brake.
Charlotte Douglas INTL information Romeo.
Okay.
1500 Zulu weather.
See, I just hit a button on my radio. I'm not sure which button I hit. Okay, come. Hit the right button. All right. So runway 05, and that's different. Back where those airliners are. Maybe I'll pick up something in throw a projectile into a rocket engine. All right, so set our brake. All right, brake set. Check before takeoff. Engine instruments look good. Flight flight instruments. Annunciator is clear. Nav and comm and transponder. So we set a squawk code. Squawk 4421. Altitude report. All right, squawk 4421, altitude report. And change the tower frequency. Announcing the power is clear. Pitot and anti-ice. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the pitot static system. Just need to find it. Pitot. Start here. I think anti-ice. All right, pitot static. Okay, so they were up there. Ice as required, trim set, flap set, cabin air selector can go off. And strobe lights and condition levels can come on. All right, so let's release our brake. I'm not going to go back to beta. Alright, so alright. Charlotte Tower MU-2 844 X-Ray Sierra is holding at runway 5, ready to depart. Clear for takeoff, runway 5. 2844 X-Ray Sierra. Okay. And our strobe lights, our landing lights. Condition level, go to flight, go all the way up here to takeoff.
Approaching runway 05. Enter runway 05, 7,400 feet.
7,000 foot, 7,400 foot runway. It's a stowed aircraft, so it doesn't take much runway. And you know what I didn't do? I would get on the runway and then remember that I did not enter a flight plan. All right, so Charlotte. This thing showing NC68 is my waypoint. Huh. It's clear. degrees. All right. And then KRDU. Okay. Aura. Enter. All right. And clear this one. Enter. All right. So that's our flight plan, guys. And that's done. So we can put that up and put that up. All right. Take off and climb. With that. Okay, take off and climb. All right. Condition level, go to takeoff. We're gonna rotate. Um, at 105. Rotate at 105. Squirrely on the runway. All right. 105, rotate. Flaps up. You're up. Degrees, nose up is what I'm looking for. Airspeed around 120. Okay, that's more stable. All right. Let's turn the cabin air back. And let's go to the heading. To the 05 and fly that heading for right now. Heading, and autopilot, damper. Okay, oof. All right, so should have put these headphones on a long time ago, guys. I don't know if you've been able to hear me. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, so let's get on course here. We want 15. See, I think 17 was our flight. Come on. 17 was our flight altitude. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 8, 9, 17. And let's go to nav and turn this guy here to to GPS steering. I don't see an indicator light. Okay, so autopilot is engaged. Yaw damper is engaged. Um, Alt select is armed, and why am I not getting? Let's see. We'll turn the prop sync on. Make the props stop whining for any of the passengers. I mean, keep make them sync. They just make the flight sounds more comfortable for the passengers. Okay, so 1100 on the climb, and nav is set for capture, but I'm not turning to capture it. Let me hit it again, see what happens. And let me take, okay, you know what? I remember now. Now the now button does not work. It's there, but now I should capture it. Now I should make that turn, and I am. All right. Okay, so with this GPS, you do fly the heading, and you don't use this now button. You use the GPS steering button here to set up the autopilot. All right, so take off and climb. All right, toe brake. All right, so hopefully I'm not over speeding. Where's my speed? Okay, so I need to get these lights in. So retract and then off. Retract and then off. And that should pull in my lights. Perfect. Okay, I'm learning. At least I'm one of those people who really don't learn. All right, so I'm still in climb. Take off. So let me just pull this back just a touch. And I still want a 13-degree climb. So I can go vertical speed on, right? And now I'm not sure on how I change the vertical speed on this guy. Definitely can't, definitely not responding to the alpha yoke. And the altitude button is not going to help. Perhaps I'm going to turn it off, pitch up manually. pitch up manually. Try to get 13, and then set it and see if it holds it. Nope, it's not holding it. Yeah, that's not working at all. I think I lost my autopilot. So my autopilot is disengaging. Engage, heading. All right, so let's just grab a head and try to get control over the aircraft. And all right, so let's re-engage the autopilot here. And let's see if it would do a decent job. All right, so let's turn our heading back on and make sure that we're on GPSS steering. So that should bring us back towards our course. Looks like we were turned around a whole 180 degrees in that little spiel. Okay. So we would climb at what it wants us. Oh, there's our pitch button down here. And we're no longer on alt select. Okay, so now we got that on. And all right, instrument check. Torque's fine. Exhaust gases are fine. RPMs are fuel flow is fine, I guess. RPMs are in the green. Oil pressure is in the green. Fuel pressure is in the green. I said oil pressure is in the green. This is oil temps in the green. Or pressure. I've been looking at my oil temperature and calling it oil pressure. I'm not afraid to point out my mistakes when I make them. All right, so let's see if our airspeed select button work. So we just engaged that, and that way as we climb, our nose will pitch down automatically as we climb up towards 17. Ground speed is 160 knots. Our course is 341. Our desired course is 079. Oh, you know what? Now, of course, it's not, is we're not really using this, are we? Distance to Gantz is 19 nautical miles. Climbing at about 700. Holding that airspeed. And as you can see, I'm just monitoring. I guess I could look out the window, but the only thing below me is a cloud deck. So, you know, that's the thing about being a pilot. If when you have these days where you're on these long hauls and all you're looking at is clouds and you're not seeing any real scenery, um, I can see where the job can be boring. I mean, let's face it, uh, you get task saturated taking off, task saturated task saturated preparing the flight. Well, not even saturated, but there are things to do preparing the flight, to prepare the flight, things to do taking off. But when you're in cruise, especially if you're a single pilot, single person pilot, then you just sitting there with basically no one to talk to, um, nothing to look at. You know, that cloud looks differently from that cloud, right? Nothing to look at. And of course, you're monitoring your radios and making the occasional frequency change to stay with center. Um, but aside from that, it's not a whole lot to do. So, why did I choose 17? Well, the idea is the higher you are, the the better your fuel economy would be. This aircraft is burning Jet A, so I'm not putting any lead in the atmosphere. Um, I'm down. I'm still holding my speed, so the IAS indicated airspeed selector works. Um, but what I can tell you is I do see the climb indicator going down because I'm falling through 500 to 400. I believe 18 is the service ceiling for this aircraft. So 1,000 to go. And let's take a look outside. You know, she's a pretty sexy aircraft. She's cantankerous because you do have to manage stuff. You can't just set the lever at max and take off, and which is what I did, and you know, and I noticed it's kind of tough keeping it balanced on takeoff. It's like I want to lose lift in one of the wings. Let me just put the flight plan in for flight. And yeah, let's say for flight is not broadcasting, so I would have to turn the broadcast system on to share it with you. And for flight. So here I am. Here we are. And we just about at Gant's 2.2 nautical miles. And we are reaching top of climb. All right. So go to the next page. Okay. And see, there I am, flaps 5%. Airspeed 155. Landing lights are off. Cabin air is on. That's why I haven't blacked out yet. I mean, that's why I didn't black out, because I would be blacking out if I didn't have that switch on both. Wing icing as required. I just came through a deck of clouds, so probably should turn on this de-icing system. Just out of an abundance of caution. And let's see if the wipers work. How about that? Cool. And we do want windshield heat on. Okay. So we can turn all this icing stuff off. And we just leave some windshield heat on. I am so hoping that in X-Plane 12, icing and windshield heat and all of that good stuff is modeled. So when I climb through those clouds and the temperature is negative negative 18 degrees Celsius, and I'm climbing through clouds, I can pick up some ice if you know. So if I don't remember those things, then it just helped with the immersion. Okay, engine RPMs 9. Okay, so let's make this guy cruise, and engine RPMs about 95, 96%. Okay, EGT 650 is what we're looking for. Maximum, and we're at about 480. So we good there. Torque 100% maximum, and we at 40%, and 155, roughly 156 is our airspeed. So we're pretty much on target. Airspeed normal, well, that's for climb. So we can probably give it a little bit of torque, pick up some speed. Let's see. Yeah, let's give it, well, that's all my torque. So 70% on the torque. I do see my airspeed coming up. My props are still where they are. And I am on max cruise. Okay, so let's get the ADAS for RDU. I am just going to have to stop using the 4Flight app if I can't remember to take it down after I bring it up. All right, info. Digital ADAS is 123.8. This time I didn't forget to take it down. I just moved the radio so that you can see them changing if you are so inclined. 123.8. And tower is we're going to general aviation, so 127.45 is the tower frequency. We won't do approach. The only time I tend to do the whole clearance delivery, ground tower approach departure center is when I'm flying pilot edge. Okay. So all right. Hoping you guys can hear me okay. And I can get rid of the 4Flight app. Okay. So why am I turning? Check my autopilot disengaged. Why did my autopilot disengage? Okay, so still on GPS, turn the heading bud back on, and let's see if it, and nose up, and vertical speed, nose up, Why am I still losing altitude, guys? Why? And disengaged again. What's going on with my autopilot? Can't be that I'm too slow. All right, so let's hand fly. I tell you what, let's set our head bug. I think it might be trying, yeah, it's trying to turn back on course. I think it's trying to turn back on course, and it's actually trying to get back up to 17. Actually, we at this point we can, let's go down to 10. Let's go down to 9. All right, and the speed. I'll capture that and nose down. Okay, so looks like touching my trim disengages my autopilot, so I must have touched it accidentally. And so oh man, look at the weather. That don't look good. And I am gonna disengage again. And hand fly. And I wanna get down to about 9 knots. I mean 9,000 feet. All right, descend checklist. Cabin altitude pressure check, and okay, fuel transfer switches can go off. Pitot heat is on. Let it trim. I don't need a 3,000 foot descent rate. All right, continuous ignition as required. And I think the ignitions are still on continuous. If they're talking the start run things, let's look up here. Let's see if there's anything that we pay attention to. No. All right. And into ice systems, let's leave those on for right now. Well, we got windshield heat on. We're about to go through some clouds that definitely have some moisture in them. So on an abundance of caution, let's just turn on wing the ice. All right. cabin, let's see, cabin and altitude differential. Down to 13. So I can actually turn this down a little bit. I think I'm gonna leave it there, wherever there is. Okay. And condition levels. Okay, so we're just descending. Trim that descent rate down. Get a little torque here. And need to get down pretty good now. So bring that torque on back. .500 foot per minute descent. Transition altitude, well, not transition, but and keep your head on a swivel territory under 10,000 feet. Okay, so let's get the ATOS for RDU.
Raleigh, Durham, INTL information Sierra.
Sierra.
Hundreds of women. With 130 and 5.
13.
Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 3,000 broken. 12,000 overcast. Temperature 2 degree. 2.18. Altimeter 3010. Arriving runways 05 left. 05 right. 32. Departing runways 05 left. 05 right. 32. Advise on initial contact. Have Sierra.
Okay, so we got Sierra, and looks like we're gonna do 05 right. Now, I kind of wish this aircraft had speed brakes, because I see my airport there at my 11 o'clock, and I'm too fast and too high, so I want to, I tell you what we'll do, we'll fly of course in real life we would have been vectored, but what we're gonna do is fly around and do a right pattern for runway 5 right. Turn this yoke on so you guys can kind of get a little idea of what I'm doing. Doesn't take much input pressure. See this little, I'm trying to point at it with my finger. See this little knot here? Now, that just watching that, you can see how much input I'm using to raise the nose. Let's see, we should be able to get a glimpse at the airport. 44, pattern is 15. Still a little bit too fast for landing lights. And KR to you guys. And out there is Durham. All right. So let's make this turn. Do some trimming so I can take off a little of this back pressure. Parallel with the highway 70, my neck of the woods. Bring a little torque in. All right, and gas. Lights. Let's go ahead and throw in those lights. Torque. All right. Don't want to get too fast with those lights out. So let's go 4 on the prop. Not too fast with the lights out. All right, good speed. Back up the pattern here. All right, let's get 5 degrees of flaps because we are slow. And I should have briefed my my landing checklist, but okay, power leaders ground, beta range enunciators. That's at touchdown. All right, so let's just fly the airplane. All right, so go ahead and let's see, where are we? All right, let's drop our gear and make this turn. All right, there's our runway. $20 degrees of flaps. Gear is down. 3 in the green. Overshot just a touch, but we're good. Thank you for flight for letting us know what 500 looks like. Okay. And fly the airplane. Now this would be a go around in real life because I am not as stable as I really want to be. She was going to purple, so I had no choice but to do a go around. That sucks. Okay. And if you watch my torque, you'll see me managing power. Flaps all the way up. 13, 14. Go ahead and turn crosswind to base. All right, I'm at altitude. Turning downwind. And should be fully on my downwind leg. I didn't retract my landing gear, so let's go ahead and bring that up. All right, so we're on downwind. A little bit low here. Landing lights are still out. All right. So let's go ahead and make that turn back to the airport. Gear down. Flaps 5. Looking for my airport. Airport's in sight. Like it's an accident on the highway. All right, turn towards the runway. 900 feet indicated. Gears down. Check for 3 in the green. And another notch of flaps. Flaps 20. And
Short final runway 05 right.
I'm a little bit more stable. Another notch of flaps. That give me more control when I slow down like this. All right, runway is made. Runway. I tell you, this aircraft is a beast. All right, going around. Flaps. Yeah. This aircraft is a beast to land. Landing lights out, so I want to watch my speed. Okay, so yeah, we're at pattern. Go ahead and make this turn to crosswind. And third time's a charm, right? A little bit too high here. All right, flaps 5. Bring it on around. All right, so I think one of the things I'm doing is I want to come in too slow. I'm trying to come in at under 100, and I think I need to come in probably maybe 105, 110. So that's what I'm gonna shoot for this time. And I love getting low on downwind. So if I can come in about like this and let her sink, then I can put her down. All right, gear down. Flaps 20. And I'm gonna extend my downwind just a touch. Trim. Yeah, she's a beast. All right, let's go ahead and find that runway before we get so far away from it that we can't see it. All right. So kind of keeping the eye on both my instruments, and there's my airport. All right, I'm on a good base now. And let's go ahead and turn the funnel. Watch that speed. And we are high. So let's bleed off. Let's let her bleed off some speed. And let's line up. We overshot. All right. So let's hold that speed about right where we are. And we at 20 degrees of flaps. Let's throw those flaps in just over the, after we clear this tree line. Let's go 40 there. All right, so we are good. All right, 40. And just let it settle down on the mains. Oh well. I need to, to be honest with you, I have not done any pattern work on this aircraft, and this is a guy that I'm really gonna need to just do some pattern work on. And because I'm trying to get her down into beta. Hitting the letter U. Okay, I gotta hold the letter U. Okay. All right, so I'm in beta now. All right, clean up. FLTT. F for flaps. L for lights. Strobe. Landing lights can go off, retract them, and turn them off. And windshield heat can go off. So it's icing. And trim and transponder. Transponder can go. Let's just put that on on. Standby is fine. And trim. Um, okay, I think that's trim there. All right, clear left and clear right. And let's move out. Let's see if we get this staccato stutter at this airport. And this is Payware Airport, is it? I believe it is. I believe this is, yeah, it is Payware. All right. Do we have our landing lights on? I mean, our taxi lights. Yeah, we do. All right. After rollout, let's see. We can still check this stuff. Power lever, ground, idle, beta range, both eliminated. I see one eliminated. Beta. How come I don't see both? Oh yeah, both are eliminated. Okay. Power levers, okay, that's done. Rollout condition levels, go to taxi, that's done. And the ice is off, flaps are retracted, landing and taxi lights as required. All right, and we're good there. And strobe lights are off, and continuous ignition. Um, I don't know if that's these. I know they don't shut my engines down. Um, must be these. All right, so go ahead and turn here on what? Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. Um, and back to Juliet, and Juliet 1 is what we want. Okay. Yeah, to do a VATSIM flight, I really need to do it in an aircraft that I'm more familiar with. Um, one that I can land. Okay. And I got the whole GA parking area to myself. Yay! I'm impotent. I'm impotent. All right, so we'll pull up here and park on not this one, but the next one on this yellow parking space. Let's see, we don't have a marshal. And stop. Perfecto! Of course, we cheated. Can't taxi the airplane from the outside, can we? All right, parking brake set and shut down. Parking brake is set. Cabin air can go off. radio masters can go off, and that was GPS 2, and the transponder and GPS is radio 1. Power levers um, goes to ground idle, and crank switches hold it stop for 3 seconds. Now that should turn my engine off, but it I can't get it to go down to the stop position. 1, 2. Let's see. So I must need to map that to a key now. On the initial L thing, I could map it. I could take it to stop, but I've been having to use my fuel valves to turn it off. All right, and then hold this at reverse, and yeah, that way they get back on the locks. Um, and then switches. Let's see. So turn these off here, and generators, inverter, and power. Make sure this is on safe. Yep. And power. And why is that still eliminated? I have a clue. Maybe. Yeah, don't know why this is still eliminated, but hopefully things will get ironed out that need ironing out over time. But I tell you, this this aircraft is a challenge. I've yeah. So anyway, guys, let's go back and review at least one of those landings. Let's see, and we'll take this one, I guess. See where see what it. Short final. It's just something about landing an aircraft. It's something about ground handling that's that just appear to be tough for developers because even in I don't fly Microsoft Flight Sim that much, but I hear that ground handling can be pretty challenging there too. And I hear real world pilots say that ground handling is a lot tougher in the sim than it is in real life. Anyway, guys, I enjoyed you. Glad you flew along with me, and um, I need to go to the back get the puke out the owl. Anyway, y'all come back now. You hear?
Y'all come back now. Here.